Hi there, my name is Ryan Spears. Have you ever seen one of these? If you have, then you know this is a VGA cord and you probably have one plugged into your computer right now. It's been the standard for about 30 years, and in my opinion, you should throw it away and upgrade. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why you should do that by talking about some alternatives and why I think they're a lot better. So first, VGA is dated. It's being replaced by digital cables like HDMI and DVI. VGA is analog, so all of the new cables are digital. Just like in music, digital is much better than analog. It's a lot faster, and most of the devices that we use are digital and accept digital inputs. Secondly, VGA is not nearly as capable as DVI or HDMI. This is a DVI cord. This is an HDMI cord. Both of these are capable of much higher resolutions and much higher refresh rates than VGA. On top of that, these kinds of cords, the digital cords, can go for longer distances than the analog cords. Now, the big reason why these are much better, besides the increased quality and increased speed, is the fact that they're compatible with each other. If you can see on here, you can see those pins. They're too small to count, but there's 19 of them. The great thing about an HDMI cord is that there's 19 as well. So, if you need an HDMI cord but you only have a DVI output on your PC or other device, Macs only use DVI now, you can go and grab one of these and plug from one to another, and it's vice versa. If you were using HDMI and you needed to go into DVI, you could do that as well. So I could just flip the cable around if that happened. On top of that, I could convert from a digital signal into an analog signal, into this VGA, or even possibly into the S-video if I needed to. So it's a much more robust cable than VGA, considering the increase in speed and quality and performance, and the fact that you can use it in so many different situations. Just the other week, I was moving my computer to my parents' house to stay there for a week while we rented our place out. I got there and discovered they just bought a brand new TV, because apparently new TVs are not using VGA inputs anymore, and I had no cord to plug anything in. It was like 5:45 and the computer store closed at 6, so I had to rush down there, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to spend an arm and a leg to get a cord just so I can watch my shows and play my games on the TV this week, and I was ticked off about it. But I walked in there, and these cords have been around for so long that the prices are comparable now. I paid $7.99 for this cord, whereas a decade ago I would have paid $30 or $40 for this cord, and the VGA cords that were in that store were also only like $6. So the price isn't that far off, and it's worth it for the increase in quality that you get. I was actually quite surprised that I get such a better quality, because my graphics card only has a DVI output on it, one just like this, but I have to use a little converter that changes it into this in order to plug it into my TV in my home. Once I realized I could just go straight into the HDMI port, I was really surprised, and it works a lot better. You can actually even get a converter that accepts an audio input, so you can plug your audio straight into this as well. So they're a lot more compatible than the VGA cords, and HDMI and DVI and DisplayPort are slowly replacing VGA. A lot of new devices are only going to have HDMI or only have DVI, and it's a good idea to go ahead and get some of those cords, because you probably will need them in the future. Plus they're a lot better. So in conclusion, I think, why would anyone keep using a VGA cord when it's not nearly as good as DVI or HDMI? But don't just take my word for it. Go out there and find a cheap one at your local computer store and try it out. If you have to upgrade your video card, go for it. It's probably worth it. But just throw away your old VGA cords and try these out. It's definitely worth going and upgrading to a digital signal cable. The quality and speed are miles ahead of VGA. I totally suggest that you try it. Thanks so much for listening.